Welcome to Centauri Stir Fry. Stir Fry here, how the heck are you? Today we're talking about something a little cool, a little special to me. Something that I've been hunting for a while now. And I've got this giant, way overpriced statue here, but I really do dig it. And we'll talk about this too. This is the XM Studios Jean Grey, the Phoenix. That's awesome. It's really cool. It's been out for a long time, but I love it. But there's a book here that I've been trying to get for freaking ever. And it's always been on my list. Hold on, sip. A little sip from the Dengar mug there. Can't go wrong with that. It's a book that I've been looking for a long time. So, as you can see who's up here, you might have an idea of what we're talking about. So, you know, there's a couple books on my list that I would love to have. You know, I'm a Batman fan. I like DC. When it comes to Marvel, man, I mean, I like Thor, like, currently. I don't like the X-Men now, but as a kid, the X-Men were my freaking... That was my favorite book, man. I still remember reading the first one. It was with Sauron, the pterodactyl-looking dude, and that freaked me out. Just trying to figure out where this came from. I forgot where it's mailed from. Looks like it was packed okay. He's got some bubbles in there. All right. Yeah, I just remember being a kid and getting one from a grocery store. You know, I liked teen books when I was a kid for some reason. I was always picking up the teen books. So I like Justice League and stuff like that. And all the event books, like Crisis on Infinite Earths and stuff like that. But when I found the X-Men, I was very excited. This looks like it's packed pretty well. Hopefully it turned out pretty good. But the X-Men, I started reading them when I was a kid, or really just looking at the pictures. But I remember reading through some of those pictures and seeing Nightcrawler. Man, a Nightcrawler like just freaked me the hell out. Kind of scared me. Him and Sauron together on that savage land. That freaked me out. All right. So here it is. You guys see that? Let's pull this thing out. Don't even have plastic. It's in a hard case. That's so stupid. Okay. You guys see that? All right. Man. X-Men 101. This is in 1976. Oh yeah, origin and first appearance of Phoenix. Man, it's just one of those books that I've always wanted, like, for a long time. And I've been kind of hunting for it, but I just didn't have the balls to pull the trigger, and I finally did. And it's great. It's funny, I bought this overpriced statue before I bought the book. It's like they're not even the same. I mean, that's how stupid statue collecting can be. So, I don't know why it's so much easier to pull the trigger on that and not this book. But it's an 8.0. I think that's pretty good. White pages, 8.0 from the 70s. I'm fine with that. I don't have to have like that very top. I got a weird system. It's like the old Fantastic Four books that they're from the 60s. I'm fine with like a 4.5 or a 5. You know, one of these days I'll get Fantastic Four #1. I might have to sell a kidney or something, but I'll get there. Or maybe the kids will get rich and they'll buy me one for Father's Day. Listen up, kids. But anyway. So this is a book I've been really wanting to get. This thing looks great. This is one of those new cases. Man, it looks really sharp. Doesn't really fit my frame, so I got some like those frames you can buy for CGCs. This whole area I'll show you is like just an X-Men wall. So nothing grail crazy, like, but this is definitely up there. It's gonna go great up there. Or I might just put it right next to her. So that's what I got. I'm really excited to have that book. This is the XM Studios Phoenix. Now, this is the first version. Now they've also got a Dark Phoenix coming out. And then Sideshow put one out too. But I just really like this. I like the translucent resin here. You put a, you know, when it's usually behind me right over here, I've got these lights set up behind it, and it looks great. So I'm going to dust this thing off really quick, because this is like a really expensive dust off that you might see me do with my Batman Black and Whites. But I think I overpaid for this quite a bit, but I still enjoy it. I think it's great. I think it's one of the coolest statues design-wise I've ever freaking seen. It's enormous. See that? Look at this. Take my hand right there. There's the bird, and like there's a Dark Phoenix coming out that's painted. It's not clear resin, but it does look good too. I'm not gonna get it. I don't have the space for it, but it's awesome. I don't think I would trade this. I think the only fault for this, we'll get to that, is the heads that it came with. I don't agree, but what it did come with is probably one of XM Studios. They all come with prints. These XM Studios statues. One of the best prints I've ever seen from them. I think it is the best and my favorite. Is the Art Germ print that came with it. Man, you guys see that? It's a beautiful, beautiful print. It's not size, so I need to get it framed, but I've had it for a while. I've been meaning to do that, but it's freaking beautiful, man. Art Germ knows how to draw the ladies for sure. So that's what came with the statue. I got the book finally. Now we're going to get some close-ups of this. If you're interested in checking the statue out or just for fun, or maybe you're thinking about getting it, we're going to get a closer look to this. Alright man, thanks for sticking around. Let's get some close-ups. Okay, for a scale comparison, here's the XM Studios Jean Grey Phoenix next to the Blackest Night Batman Pop. Okay, here's the bottom of the base. It's like a, you know, it's like a, I guess it's like a Sentinel bust area, you know? It's kind of like the shoulders, I'm thinking. The shoulders of the Sentinel. This is like the head. And so at the time they were trying to do like an X-Men thing. God, I can't even turn this freaking thing. Here we go. But it's like, you know, I think it's like the bust, and she's like coming up through it, so it's pretty cool. And all these really awesome, like translucent, the resin, the flame of the bird, the boots are looking good. And this is like giant, like it's huge. Like I said, like there's a you know, little pop, and that's just the base. Anyway, so they would come over here. I guess, like I said, that's the neck area. There's some, there's a little, look at that. Look at that. Copper wiring. Like I said before, you have to keep that away from your crackhead friends because they will take that. They'll take that, get it recycled for a pack of cigarettes. So you don't want that. Anyway, as I come over here, there's like the cracking of, like, you know, the pure power of Jean Grey and all her girl power might. The first girl power. I don't know. No one's talking about. Anyway, it's all cracking from the pressure and the heat. It's actually pretty cool. It's painted pretty well. There's like some fine cracks in there. Maybe get some close-up pictures of that. It looks really good. Come around here. There's like where some mechanics down in here, kind of hard to see, but I mean, I'm assuming it's where like an arm would go, like part of the Sentinel. Okay, and we're working our way up to the fire and the boots. The boots are a really nice gold color. It's looking pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. And it's like really cool how this stuff like captures the light. It really does. Just soaks it up. That clear resin does. I think it's awesome. You see the stress on the neck of the Sentinel. Alright, now we're making our way to the back here, which is awesome still. It's like this whole piece. I mean, I could never do an unboxing of this. Not very well anyway. It's so many parts and pieces, and it takes a little time. But this is really cool. This is a solid piece here that connects to this through a rod and a magnet. It's a really high quality, and it looks great. And then, I can't even freaking turn this. I'll have to ditch the gauntlet. Then you come around to the side, you can see the X-Men butt. They're always training in the danger room, and they always have fantastic humps in the back, because that's just, you know, hard work and dedication. So the X-Men are always training. They always have nice glutes. So we come around here, and there's the awesome paintwork on the boots. I think it's great. I think she's probably one of my favorite female pieces that I have. I just think the pose is really neat, and I don't know, I just really dig it. All right, now we get to the chest area. Like I said, they're always fit. They're, you know, they're working on the danger room. This is like a constant thing. They're like they're like a militant group, the X-Men. They're always working, they're always training. That's why I think the X-Men and the Avengers ever square off, depending on the lineup. The Avengers will lose. That's my opinion. Their X-Men have always been about teamwork and family and friends, and they are a family and they're a school, and I just think there's more cohesiveness to their team, and I think they could probably wipe the floor with the Avengers. I mean, Norman Osborn couldn't do it during Siege, so if Norman can't do it, well. Anyway, yeah, it looks really good. There's like, look at the space in between, like the figure and like the bird. It's amazing. Like, it's amazing how they did this. It's amazing they showed up, they shipped out, and they were never. Nothing was broken on this. All right, here's the back of the bird. Let's see if we can't get a better view of that. We'll go up a little bit. There we go. There's the back of the bird, soaking in that light. I think it looks awesome. I mean, to me, it just looks 100% like John Byrne artwork. I just really freaking dig the bird. I love it. And there, like I said, there's a painted Dark Phoenix coming out, which I think looks good too, but I think this one just captures like that John Byrne era completely for me. And like I said, I just picked up the first appearance. It was 101. Dark Phoenix, I believe, was 134. Yell at me if I'm wrong. So they're making a Dark Phoenix, which I think is equally awesome. And if I had the room, I would freaking do it in a heartbeat. But yeah, so there you go. This thing's so tall and so big. But I think this is probably the better face sculpt. I like this. We'll pause it and we'll put on the other face sculpts, which is probably the biggest weakness of this piece. Okay, let's see. Here is the statue comes with 3 head sculpts. Most people might know this already. Here is the second one, and I actually I hate this one. And I know what's weird about this one is this was actually like
kind of based on the Art Germ print that I showed. I mean, I guess it didn't look too bad. The paint on the lips is like really good, and the hair actually looks really good, and the makeup's really good. I mean, compare this to like the old Rogue Sideshow premium formats. I mean, it's a lot better than that, but there's something about this face that I just cannot stand. Like, it doesn't match the body. It's like a little girl or something. Okay, here is the third head sculpt. Let's put this one on. This is like more of a pissed off Jean Grey. This is like, there we go. This is more of a, I'm not going to take it anymore. You know what I mean? You son of a bitch. Head sculpt. So I do think this is pretty cool. I like this. Her eyes are whited up from the Phoenix energy. It's like possessed. She's just full on psionic enragement, girl power at its finest. I think this is actually a pretty nice head sculpt. I think it's pretty cool. Although, if you look really close, it's like, hey, where'd your forehead go? I mean, that's weird. It's like she's lacking forehead, but the makeup and everything, and like, yeah, I mean, it's just really good. She's got less makeup on actually on this one, and there it's actually pretty cool. It's like 3 different people sculpted the heads on this, but I think it's kind of neat. I think it's cool. It's the one I keep out to swap out the regular, so it's my second favorite. Okay, here's a look at the John Byrne inspired Phoenix Force. This is the wingspan. This is the backside. So as you can see, it's quite a bit taller. It's like a good 6-7 inches above Jean Grey herself, and just totally encapsulates her. There's a lot of really cool movement. If you see come to the side here, this thing can't even turn it, but it's awesome. Her hands are out. The bird's hands are out. You know, it's like it's a reflection of her from the back. It's great. There was 2 wings, a centerpiece. There's some more down below, but there's pegs and magnets involved in here. You can kind of almost see a crease, but not really. I mean, the flame looks a lot like John Byrne's artwork. I love it. That's why I like this one more than even the really cool painted Dark Phoenix that's coming out. But now that I'm a proud owner of X-Men 101, the first appearance of Phoenix, I might have to get the first Dark Phoenix, which was, I believe it was issue 134. Also pretty cool. And I don't know if you'll notice this, but you look at Claremont's characters back in the day, like, you know, she joined the Hellfire Club, and she was like the Black Queen or whatever. I mean, she looked like an S&M chick. And so does White Queen. I mean, I just, you know, I think Claremont has some explaining to do. I mean, you know, you don't have to explain it to me, but I just wonder what he was into in the 80s. Most of those X-Men girls, man, they were super hot, super sexy. They were like dominatrix, you know? There's something about that. I think Claremont probably had a very interesting. He's got some really cool stories, I'm sure, from his 30s and 40s. I just think he's got something to. I'd love to read like a biography about him. I don't want to see any pictures though. Just want to read about it. Anyway, that's a look at the XM Studios Jean Grey Phoenix by XM Studios. And like I said, there's another one coming out, but I think this one for me is more classic, and it's all I'll ever need. No more Jean Grey. This is it for me. That's going to do it for this episode of Centauri Stir Fry. You guys have a good night. Be safe out there. Spade and neuter your pets, and remember that Magnew was right. Have a good one.